Good morning. Am I here? Can't tell if I'm live. There I am. Okay. Let's put this back up. Oh, let's not cover my face. All right. Good morning. It feels like Monday and it's not. Oh, hold on. Where am I at? I'm over here. Okay. It's not Monday. It's happy. Hi, Terry. Good morning, Judy. You guys, I'm dressed for the gym. I'm already showered. I got my laundry in. I got the kitchen cleaned up and the dishwasher going. And I got my first cup of tea. My cup of happy. That's what it says. Oops, I can hear myself. I'm going to the gym right after this. It's part of my movement in 2020. That doesn't sound good. I have to share what I was working on, so I'll click this off. Oh, it's 8:26. We'll give it a couple of minutes. I'm actually working on something. I'm finishing something I started. Hi, Jan. Good morning, everybody. If you are joining me new, please introduce yourself. If you're old, and I don't mean in age, because that's impossible, then please just say hi. I love to know where you're tuning in from, what you're doing this morning. I have enjoyed this so much. Like, I want to be live every day, but no, I don't. I shouldn't say that. So we're on day 4. Day 4. I hope you guys have your journal in front of you. I'm not sure I like what I just did on this page. Oh, well, I'm going to leave it. So I'm going to share what I was working on. Make sure it's dry. So remember that little book I started last night? I stitched it together. So this is where I'm going to write my letter to somebody as a thank you. And then I'm going to write little words and fill these pages up. But this is just, remember the 3 cards I sewed it together. So last night I drew this up. I'm not sure how I feel about the white yet. I might be going back over it with black. But I drew this one last night in bed. Good morning. Oh, I'll be quiet, Patty. Kidding. So I did this last night, and then I'm going to do one last page over here of drawing, and then just a quick write and put it in the mail. I know I'm lax, and I just decided as I was looking at that, I didn't like the black, or I didn't like the white. So remember how easy this was? If you guys didn't catch it, it is on YouTube. I'm sure I loaded that on YouTube. I'm not sure if I did or not. Okay, I'll have to check. But I decided I'm not overly crazy about the white. But last night in bed, I wasn't overly crazy about the, well, here, I can just show you what I'm doing. This is not what we're doing today. I'm just changing this back to black, though. See, this is a good example of how when I say you're not locked in to something, you can change it. There is hope. But I decided the white was not my favorite. Yeah, I got up, I got in action. I am meeting a couple of my girlfriends at the gym, one being here. I know she's watching. Good morning, Dina. I hope your clothes are on. I even showered, which I don't normally do before I go to the gym, but I had to get my day started. I have to go buy, okay, I'm just finishing this because it's going to bug me until I do finish it. Okay. So this is just a gift today. All right. So I'm back. Let me come back. So this was just a quick and easy gift for somebody and a great way to share your artwork. And all it was 3 pieces of paper. Good morning, Diane. This was just 3 cards put together, watercolor cards. And then I just sewed it. And I did I looked it up on the internet, like how to do, with bookbinding, and then I didn't like that I only had white linen bookbinding thread, so I just dyed it black before I used it. I know, but I'm so thrilled with it. Like, I probably am going to do more of these. It's a good way to share your artwork. Okay, it's 8:30. I'm going to So day 4, if you missed day 1, 2, and 3, they're on YouTube. And I think Terry just gave a link to my YouTube channel. Friday, tomorrow, I do have something happening on Your Artful Journey. I'm going to give that link, yourartfuljourney.com. There we go. You can join the wait list if you're not on it. If you're already a member, you're already a member. I'm going to be doing more lives because I'm excited. Sorry about this light coming out of my head. I was going to use that thing right there. I was going to use it, but I don't need it because it's so light in here. Anyway, so happy 2020. I started mine out by relaxing. I think yesterday you guys saw me at noon. A great time. I'm going to go over what we're doing today. And I'm just going to add this. There we go. So day 1, we did the drawing. Day 2, we did the watercolor of the flowers. Day 3, yesterday, we did the background and added some details. Day 4, border. I'm going to do 2 things today that I'm going to show you. And it's basically going to be you deciding. Sorry, I'm switching screens so you can see this. And I can zoom in a little bit. All right, day 4. I probably might need that light at some point. So I'm going to show you 2 things about how I treat the edges of my artwork. One, I'm going to do a border. First, I'm going to show you how to vignette it, distress the edge, keep it simple, draw the eye to the middle. The second one I'm going to do is a border, and that's just because I like to show that. I'm basically throwing up a ton of concepts onto one thing today, which is not necessarily what I recommend. There's a word for this, and I can't remember what it is, but good morning if you're just joining us. Good morning. Okay. Anyway, let's turn off the autofocus so that doesn't go belly up on me. If you're just joining, let me know where you're from. Good morning, Tommy Joe. Good morning, Dee. Good morning, Dina. See you at the gym after this. I'm going to have at least 2 cups of tea, so I'll be ready to move my keister. And my keister got on the scale today and realized that eating your way through the holidays is not the best thing to do. Good morning, Denise. And today I'm cleaning my office, catching up in my office, doing some new videos. My parents leave tomorrow, so I'll be with them. I'm also going to go to Michael's. I don't know where I'm going to go, wherever. Good morning down the street. I am also going to go to maybe Michael's. I don't know, an office supply store. I need a planner. And I'm not a planner girl. So don't send me to Planner World, Planner. I keep all my stuff on Outlook. I have a hard enough time planning, waking up, going to the gym, fitting everything in, but I need it for my schedule for my artful journey. And I do want something pretty. I don't probably have times to put washi tape and stickers on it. So if it comes with it, great. And I don't want anything big. So if any of you have recommendations for a planner that lists all of the above, I just want a plan. Like I need to plan. See that on the wall? There's my planning. I need to get it off the wall. I need to be able to take it with me because I can't take the wall with me. That's my goal for today. And like I said, I'm artistic. I want to doodle in it, probably draw maybe something, but I don't want something. Okay, good. Dee says I'm looking for a planner too. Message me if you find one that's not too big, not too small, just the size of City Hall. That is what I'm looking for. I don't necessarily need it in a pretty case. I'm probably just looking for a calendar. Now that I think about it, I think I'm looking for a calendar. But I have, I have a work calendar. I have, oops, I was watching myself. Okay, hold on. I like to have it on just so I can see who's logging in. It's nice. I can see who's stalking me. Amy Tangerine has a great one. Are there any available that I don't have to order off the internet? I know that's being horrible, but I really just want to walk into Michael's and buy one. Or maybe Staples, but I don't even have a Staples by me. And I Was going to order it off Amazon, but I have a feeling if I can't touch it and feel it, it's not going to feel right to me. And I know with a planner. Back in the day, I was what was that big Franklin something planner? Franklin, I want to say Mint, and it's not that. Sorry, I'm horrible this morning. All right. That's my plan for the day. Any of you have planner recommendations, go ahead and send them my way. But if it involves being involved, I cannot make a commitment to it. And I cannot have another hobby. Does anybody understand my problem here? All right. So today, I'm still trying to get on this, sorry. It helps me because I can't see. Yeah, you know what? I need a reason to go to Michael's anyway. I haven't been in a while. Okay, I got it. I probably should just go to Staples. Good morning, Sylvia. Good morning, everybody. I just have woke up with just a fresh heart and 10 extra pounds I found during the holidays. Okay. So, would like to know if you're painting with me. Would like to have your feedback. Yesterday I got feedback from Bonnie that I didn't see until after, but thank heavens we were on the same wavelength and said, could you zoom in? So sometimes when I'm painting or drawing, I can't tell. So it's very difficult for me. If you liked the feedback of what we did this week, I'd love to hear from you. More so, I'd love to see your artwork. I have people sharing it on my studios page. I share it. I have people sending it me via Instagram. I share it. I'm at TW Studios on Instagram. I love doing stories. I love doing lives there. Tommy Joe said, I designed my own planner pages loosely based on the Franklin planner. That used to be my thing. So I print the sheets and I glue them in a composition notebook. I love that idea. I will never glue anything into anything. So I wish I could do that, Tommy Joe. I'm probably just, I would say, please, I'll pay for it. I know my strengths and I know my weaknesses. And if it involves any more than a little more effort, it's probably not going to happen, which I hate to say. Okay, so I'm open to your calendar. I probably just need a calendar. I probably should stop calling it planner. All right. So please share. And if you have missed any of the videos, 1, 2, and 3 are on YouTube. They're also on my Facebook page. And I think a link was up for my YouTube. Just Tracy Weinzapfel Studios pretty much finds me. That's what happens when you have a unique name. Or I think you could even put Tracy Wine in there and it comes up with me. Thank you, Google. Tommy Joe, thank you for the offer. I cannot have anything involving gluing, taping, scissoring. Basically, it's going to be a pen and me. And there's probably going to be like 1,700 Sharpies in me. That's it. And something I can do in bed. All right. I have a lot of stuff happening in my bed. But what you think? I sewed this together last night. And can I tell you, this idea just started anew with you guys on YouTube. It's on there, I think it was one of my Facebook Lives. And I cannot tell you how excited I am. Next Wednesday, we go back to our regular Facebook Live schedule, which is why I need the planner, because I have to pre-plan all my topics. And I know Google Calendar is great. I just need something I can write in. I can write notes in, which is what my wall does. Okay. Off that subject. So good morning. Let's talk about this. I'm going to show you a couple of things I like to do. I just poured some paint. Here is, if I wasn't doing a border, let's go to this now. 100%. Whoops, let's go to this. If I were not doing a border, one thing I would do, this is an archival ink, black ink pad. It doesn't have to be black. But I would kind of distress or vignette the edges. So all I would do is do this. I know that sounds crazy, but it cleans up the edges of your page. Don't worry about the curling. We're going to address that tomorrow. And I would just do that. You can also do it with paint and a stencil brush. Oh, online, organizerfactory.com. Oh, I'll have to look at that. Okay, I will look at that. I think I need something in my hand, though. I don't know what I need. You know what I need? I need somebody to follow me around all day, tell me what to do. That's what I really need. Okay, so that's one thing. You can bring it in more. See, you can build it. This is permanent, doesn't go anywhere. Got it? Get the idea, and I will zoom in. See how that darkens up, cleans up all your edges. I will show you in my journal. I did it on this. I did it on this. See how I brought it in. It cleans up all the edges. You don't see that white. I even did it on the outside because I wanted to dye that thread. So this is a good example. It draws your eye to the inside, but we're not doing that today. We're doing a really Katie Daisy. I got to write all these things down. See, if I had an assistant sitting here, I would say, hey, can you write Katie Daisy down? Or can you just send Katie Daisy to my house? That's another thing I would do. All right. So we're going to do a border. And I was debating how I was going to do the border, but I think I thought of it. 2 ways to do it. Probably 10 ways to do it, but I'm only going to give you 2. I'm looking for something. I'm looking for Katie Daisy to walk into my studio right now. Okay, they make paint pens. These are paint pens. Those are Poscas, which I love. They're great. Here's one in white. I'm going to do a black border. You can do it with, You can do it with, paint, which I probably am going to do. Here's another paint. Those are those paint pens where you just activate them by pushing down on the lid. That's another way to do it. Okay. And I'm going to I left this tape up for a reason. I know people are going to go, oh, Cal, you're going to ruin it. Okay, I'm trying not to ruin it. Okay, here's another way to do a border. You don't have to do a straight border. You could do, but you could even pre-tape it. You could take tape and paint it, tape it off. I'll show you 2 other things that I like. I'm throwing up ideas. That's what I'm doing. Hold on. If you ever go to a hardware store, which I love, I know my girlfriends, this is frog tape. I don't need to do it this way. But see, this tape comes in, this is so great, comes in waves, zigzags. So you could lay this down if you really want perfection. See how cool this is? And lay that down as a basis and draw your lines. I'm not into that today. I'm trying to show you free and easy, which I'm not. Denise, be quiet. All right, that was my evil laugh. All right. So today I'm gonna grab some chalk paint too. We're gonna use chalk paint. It just dries quicker. This is one of my concerns. I like drying quick when I'm here. So this is chalk paint. This happens to be DecoArt's chalk paint. I think there's many good ones on the market. I find it best to grab, this is just a flat brush. And remember I said I was going to commit to it? I'm really committed to it. Ah! Did I take a picture? Yes, I did take a picture of this. Okay. I decided I had to be quiet when I was committing to it. Stop talking. Okay. Now, it's better to start small and go bigger than it is to go bigger and hope it works out for you. There's no wrong answer, but you can't pull it back. So another reason I have put borders, first off, it's whimsical and kind of fun and people don't expect it. The other thing I have, which I would have done if I had thought about it, was let one of these petals like go over the edge. It's kind of fun to see the petals go over the edge, but I didn't think that through. I'm okay. I use borders sometimes when preceding pages get super messy. Now I'm bummed I'm missing the planner talk, but I think everybody stopped talking planners because I started painting, and I noticed there's a correlation between my painting and chitter chatter, or as my uncle and I call it, chitty chat. When my uncle first got his iPhone, my cousin and I called him, and we said, he was like, I have this new feature. It's like FaceTime, and we told him he needed to go download the app Chitty Chat, and we were playing a joke on him. So forever he was like calling my cousin from the other room going, hey, the girl said I need to get Chitty Chat. So now in our family, we don't call it FaceTime, we call it Chitty Chat. And I swear I would love to make an app that is called Chitty Chat. We told him it was 3-dimensional and you could actually like have smell-o-vision, and he was just like, no. We are quite mean. Okay. So the great thing about chalk paint, it just dries so quickly. Like it's drying so quick, I have to like get in there. Whoops, don't add too much. It's up to you whether you add a border to yours. I just wanted to show it. It's just a fun technique. I wanted to fill this week with as much as we possibly could. And I'm not going to leave the border plain, of course, because that's not my style. Ooh. Chitty chat. I did this one with a wave. I'm not great with straight lines. If I wanted straight lines, I would have definitely put down painter's tape. Works awesome. But that was not in the cards for me this week. Except for when I go get my new planner and I'm on top of things. Okay, let me look up a little bit. Now, yes, you could draw it with a pencil if you want. You know me. Now, I really wished I would have left that leaf out. I probably could go back and paint it in, but it would have looked cool. I just didn't think far ahead. I can find a page where I've done that. And you just paint around it. But this frames over the whole thing. Okay. And I will tell you, I more than likely, I think I'm going to try, since we do have time, I'm going to add some more details to it. Normally the frame is the last thing I do. It cleans the page up, but today I don't know. I feel a little backwards today, so. I slept so soundly, which I normally have insomnia. And last night I went to bed and, oh God, I'm sure I tossed and I turned, but I fell asleep so soundly that I didn't hear anything until my alarm clock went off. And it felt so good. I wish every night was like that, but it's normally not. I'm normally up half a dozen times. All right. I think that's good. I mean, it's a border, right? Looks like a border to me. So I really want to lift that tape up so you can see, but I'm not going to. Let me just dry this real quick. I'm going to add a few more details. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, we love you. Okay, just so you know, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang was like one of my first movies I ever saw at a theater. Dick Van Dyke. Don't worry about the curling. It's going to happen. Ooh, okay. I'm going to add something. Oh, God, Dee said she had a good night of sleep. Oh, isn't it just the best? I just never have them. Yeah, I hate to leave you with just a border. Okay, this is a pencil. Maybe I should show you what it looks like when it's a real pencil. So this is a Stabilo Aquarellable. It's like a grease pencil. I use this a lot. And I use it just to add, I need a pencil sharpener. I use it just to add details. If you downloaded my 5 keys of, it's free, of art journaling, I do list this in there and show it, so just so you know. Yep. Make sure your border is dry. I'm kind of at peace with all my detail work yesterday, though, kinda. I could add to this all day long, but I probably might come in and add a few. Tomorrow we're going to seal the page. I'm going to seal the back of the page. I'm going to talk about that. So I'm going to come in. I will zoom this in. Here we go. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Just so you could see what I'm... So down here, I'm just adding... This is just my Sharpie, but making this darker. It's a good thing about flowers. I don't know. I feel like I don't want to like go overboard with this. And I have a tendency to do that sometimes. So I think I'm going to leave it for today. And then I'm going to show you. Tomorrow if I need to add something, I will. I don't know. I'm kind of happy with that. But I'm not going to leave the border this way. Of course I'm not. To me, it's not done yet. All right. So I'm going to take the back of this. Oh, I did pour out paint, as a matter of fact. I use this. It's a fluid acrylic media paint. It can be anything you want, but I'm going to add this on. I had put some on here because I was doing that white on that other book. But I'm going to use the back of my paintbrush. They also make these things, and I think it's called Easy Dots. And it comes in a 2-pack. I can't find the other one right now. But this is like a wheel of different size dots. I mean, and I could show you that. For me, it's, And this would be like, you have to make sure the page is dry. Don't do this. Make it your last thing, because if you put it on as thick as I do, okay, I'm going to zoom in, but it's easier if I do this on an angle, I'm sure. Okay, for right now, whoops. That's all I'm going to do, which this is going to, and I do it thick. Let's see if I can hold this up. Whoops. I'm like doing it thick, because when you go and feel this page, it will have dimension to it. And I obviously don't need to do the whole thing on air, but here. So if you have any, I don't worry about consistency, spacing, sizes. You can usually get about, I don't know. And this is a thinner fluid acrylic. You can do it with a craft paint too. It's going to work. Just be patient. I love dots. Who does not love polka dots? Jeez, oh Pete. I don't know. It just reminds me of that whimsical Dr. Seuss type. And if your border isn't perfect too, like down here it wasn't, you can make it perfect. See, today was even more simple, but I broke it down. I thought I was going to have to add all these details, but yesterday I did quite a bit, so it was like, all right, obviously, I'm going to try and do this as quickly as possible because it will drive me crazy that it's not done. But you'll see why I did it all at one time. And it's going to be the last thing I do because when you put them on this thick, you can take a heat gun. I will even take a heat gun. Just be careful you don't put it on fire or burn through the page. But I will dry them until they pop. I just did that. What did I do that on? Oh, here, I will show you this. So I painted the inside of this flower with yellow, and it's acrylic paint. This was acrylic. I went over the watercolor and needed something that was going to penetrate it and make it opaque. And then I heat gun the middle, and it burns and sizzles the paint. And I do that on purpose, not because I want to see if I can light. I have lit things on fire. I did one time in a class teaching. I wasn't paying attention, and I was answering questions. And I turned around, and the page was smoldering. You don't want to do that, especially in a teaching venue, especially when there's, it was thankfully in a large conference place. I would have died if I had sent the smoke detectors off. Sprinkler system all over our artwork. One time I taught, and this was a mixed media Monday. I did a whole mixed media piece, and then I did, and then I was going to use black India ink, which if you know India ink, it's permanent and it doesn't go anywhere. I spilled the whole thing on. So yeah, you can mix acrylics and, does anybody want to go to a winery this weekend and paint with me? I'm thinking about doing it. You can mix watercolors and acrylics, no problemo. I do it all the time. Sometimes my backgrounds are watercolor, and then my design ends up being acrylic. So don't ditch those craft paints you have. Use them. Okay, almost done. Now you can see if I went back over this and started to paint, there would be a high probability of me running this with my elbows and arms, and I'm not going to do it. Ooh. I basically am going to leave it alone until it's dry. Again, a hair dryer or a heat gun will work to speed up the drying process. Again, be careful too if you're putting paint on as thick as I am. It will form the skin over the top and you think it will be dry, but it's not dry. It's just you, and you'll run listen, there's no mistakes. You can get it back. The page is not ruined. I just don't recommend it. Okay. Okay, I'm kind of jazzed about this. Ooh, no more. No more. When it's done. Okay, I'm going to remove the tape because I kind of want you to see that. And tomorrow if I have to re-add it, I can do it. Let's see if I can do it without, there we go, without lifting the paper up. Oh, a little paper came up. Woo, 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 uh-oh. Get it back in the frame. Woo! Okay. Okay, what was the thing? It says, looks like a keyhole type as the border looks much more forward on the page than the flowers. Yes, it's all a matter of perspective and dimension when you're painting. So don't forget that. I would have loved, and I do it all the time. Let me see if I have an example. If I'm thinking things through more, which I'm not in this case, I would have had petals that would have stuck out. And that's kind of fun to do. I've done it both ways. See, this one was just a line around it. I did a black line, and then it wasn't sticking out enough. And let me move this over so I don't have a tragedy. Here's just some examples of borders. So this one, I did a black line. It wasn't sticking out enough. I kept the border the same. Again, these last few pages necessitated a border, but I didn't do a border here. I vignetted it. I spilled a bunch of paint. You could see I actually painted over it right here. I had spilled some black paint. So pages are not ruined. This is that same border. I shared this. I didn't leave let's see if I have any in this book that I left see, I don't do it on every page. It would not be my style. Here's one that I did. This does look like Dr. Seuss. And I just didn't like the background of that. Here's one I did that I taped off. So I just didn't paint in that area, and I taped it off before. I painted it off before there. Taped it off there. I don't know. Sometimes there's something to be said about oh, there's a border that I don't know what I was thinking there. Okay, do you see? Here's a good example. Here's a border that I let the leaves go out of. Good. I did have examples. I did put my money where my mouth is. Okay, and I don't think I have many more borders. Okay, I don't. So you get the idea. Either way, it's adding detail. Hi, Kim. Yeah. So do you get the example of? Let me come back here. There we go. So you kind of get the idea of how that's done. And you don't need any fancy tools for it. Usually just the back of your paintbrush. These paint markers work great too, depending on the thickness of them, I guess. Yeah. And I don't know, I have this weird thing that sometimes a page is just missing something. Okay, here's a good example. I did this page when I was live with you guys, and it was just missing something. I actually just splattered paint on it. But to me, dots, here's another example. I did red in the middle, and these I did heat up, and so you can actually feel them on the page. There's something to be said. Here they are again. Thicker, thicker, that kind of thing. Okay, good examples. Filled the page with. So I hope you learned something. It's 9:03. Look at me on time. And we did start like at 8:25, but just a little something and attention to detail will, I still blacken the edges, with an ink pad. You can do it with a stencil brush and a really thin dry brush with paint. I find the ink pad is fail-safe. But in the end, in your book, I mean, you could see on my book, it's like it's just always that way. It cleans up the edges of the paper. Just something I recommend. You don't have to. I do it. And you don't have to use just black, like Payne's Gray, Prussian Blue. Any of your darker colors work fantastic. Colors work great too. So first off, any questions? Woohoo, I'm rocking and rolling today. I think I filled you with, oh, good, can't wait to border mine. Yeah, and it's a personal choice. It's not, I'm just throwing ideas at the wall and seeing what sticks. And trust me, the first page I did this on was because like there was an ink spot or whatever, and I went, ugh, that page is ruined. It's not ruined. I do it all the time. If the next page gets covered and stuff from the previous page, paint the whole page black with chalk paint and start on black, okay? Do it, do it, do it. It will kind of just change how you look at art and realizing there are no mistakes. There are no mistakes. Art is in the eye of the beholder. Got it. Okay, any questions before I go? Day 5. Tomorrow we cover the finishing details, sealing it, sealing the back of it, see that? My books are never like that. Weight will help, but I have 10 pounds extra. But also sealing it. Because we've only painted on the front side of the paper. Tomorrow, we're going to do both. Okay? Any questions? Did you learn anything? Have you gotten anything from this week that you were surprised? We broke it down piece by piece by piece. That was the whole intent of today. And I am so thankful that you guys have enjoyed this. The feedback and the amount of artwork I have received, I try to share it when I get it. So if it's sent to me via email, I haven't checked my email. My desk is a mountain of stuff. I never noticed, but I really like the painting on this cup. Maybe that's why I bought it. I really like that. I bought this at a hardware store. True Value with my girlfriends. What brand chalk paint do you recommend? Oh, that's easy. I really, hold on. I really only have, I haven't bought a lot of, Kim, I used to work for DecoArt. So I outside of DecoArt, I do have a lot of other brand names of paints that are here. In fact, I just had a new company send me some. I just haven't used them yet. So if you hear me say DecoArt, it's because I do use their products. I do love them, and I used to work for them. This is Americana Chalky Finish. This is just the same thing, only a larger size. This is 8 ounces. This is 2 ounces. So these are really handy. When I did the backgrounds, I will show you. Oh, good. Dee said she sent me her artwork. Yeah, I usually just ask if it's okay to share it too. But these are the chalky paints that I use. They dry really quick. They are opaque. The great thing about them too is detail pens work fabulous over the top of them. So that's my reasoning for chalky paint. The other thing about chalky paint is it's matte. So if you have other pages in your book and they're facing one another, they don't tend to stick together. I try to stop that as well. That's just my experience. I try to come from experience, what I've tried, what I've learned, what I love. And I don't promote something I haven't used, don't love it, that kind of thing. I do get sent products to test. And thank you, Dee. And I don't, unless I use them and have experience with them, I won't just use it to whatever. And then the other thing about chalky paint too, don't think that just because you used a matte finish, you can't get a chalky paint, you can't get a glossy finish at the end. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Sometimes on pages, I like a glossy finish, so we'll address that tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow is all about finishing it up, and we're going to have, could be conceivably your first page of 2020. And now you're going to build and take all of those little things that you like. Maybe you didn't like the border. Maybe you didn't like the dots. Maybe it's not your style. You now have something to build upon. Judy, you are so welcome. This is immediately going up on YouTube. I'm hitting the gym. And I hope you guys will move in 2020 because while you have the opportunity to move, it is great to do it. Okay, yeah, Kim said, good to know this. Yeah, we'll talk about finishes and sealing and everything tomorrow, and your page will be done. I think I'm out. I'm going to go change my laundry over, and this, 100 ounces of this today, water. Back to it. 100 ounces. That's going down today. Going down and going out. You are so welcome, and please invite your creative friends to join us. We will be there for day 4 tomorrow. You can share the first 4 videos. I hope you've enjoyed this. The feedback I've gotten has been so positive, and I'm happy about that because I love this format. This is what I prefer. It's bite-sized pieces and not me showing something so quickly that you can't get a hold of the different things. I will see you guys tomorrow, 8:30 in the morning, my time. Don't know what time it is your time, but thank you so much, and we will see you tomorrow.